Hello and welcome to the GBC Productions channel. This is episode 25. In this video, I'll be taking apart an old automotive diagnostic computer. This particular computer covers 1981 to 1987 Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler. So let's take a look in the box and see what we have. So here we have the owner's manual, surprisingly. Here's a battery adapter so you can hook it straight to the battery terminals. Very handy on cars that had the diagnostic connector under the hood, such as Ford and I believe Chrysler's. GM's had them under the dash typically. That's a typical GM connector, under dash connector. It's the pre-1996 pre-OBD2 connector known as the ALDL on General Motors. And here's the various adapters. This is for Ford and Chrysler. And you just plug it into the main cable. Here's some other GM adapters. This is a 1986 and up Corvette. And this is for the 1981 GM. So in 82 they changed to this connector. And for 81 they use this connector. After we finish taking a look inside this thing, I'm going to put it back together and take it into the garage and hook it up to my Oldsmobile and show you how it works. Now these are reference cards that show you how to set the thing up to scan your car. This particular card is for GM. So I look for 1987 and then VIN 3, and it tells me to use card 16B. And here's what the cards look like. They kind of look like punch cards, but they're optical. Now I'm not entirely certain, but I think this card is for a Ford. So this is card 16B, that's the one I'm going to want. So how this works is once you have everything hooked up to the car and you've set your switch to long scan or short scan depending on how much data you want, and you take the card and you slide it in and pull it out, and it will print out the trouble codes and the data stream. If you leave the card in, it will continuously print out the data stream, updating with every printout. Obviously there is a delay on the data stream because it is printing it and it has to process everything before it can even print it. If you want just codes, you do a short scan. If you want codes and a data stream, you do a long scan. Diagnostic mode will actually put the engine under a load for various diagnostic purposes while you're checking things out. It'll even tell you whether it's an open loop or closed loop. So one of the first things we're going to look at is under this one cover here. This actually is an 8-bit computer. The main processor right here, it's a Z80 processor. And then these two chips would be the software. So this chip says SLV version 1.1 18287. And the other chip is MST version 1.1, 18287. I guess that would be a date, February 18th, 1987 maybe? And when you updated software, it would come with new cards here as well. So let's dig a little further in here. We've got a handful of screws. I don't think there will be much to see in here, but I think the optical reader might be kind of neat to look at. Looks like we have 4 screws to take out. I'm going to go find a screwdriver, and let's tear into this thing. So I found a screwdriver, wrong size. Flip the bit over, get the right size in there. There we go. And we're in. I'll move these adapters out of here. I'll move the whole case out of the way. This looks like the printer control and the controller for the optical reader. This actually looks like an edge connector here. Kind of interesting. Now, I'm not going to tear much further into this because with those wires surface mounted like that, I don't want to risk damaging the connections and having problems with it further on. I still use this thing quite a bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back together, and then we're going to take it up to the garage and hook it up, and I'll show you how it works. I'm going to put it back together now, and then I'll be back. Alright, it's a little tight in here with the computer and the camera and me all trying to fit in here, so with those, we'll turn the key on with the engine off. We'll turn the scan tool on. Now the printer printed out insert card. So we're going to take the card, 16B, and slide it in, and then remove it. Now it's processing everything, and it's going to print out. We're running the short scan. And it says test complete. Now we'll do the long scan. Now if I put it in diagnostic mode, it'll flash a check engine light. It's just like doing the paperclip across the 2 diagnostic terminals. Now I'll start the car, put it in diagnostic mode. Now the engine's under a load, but it is showing that it is in open loop at this time. Now with it running, let's do a long scan. I'll pop it in, remove the card. It's processing the data, and now it's going to print out the entire data stream. And there we go, test complete. It's still not in closed loop yet. Engine hasn't quite warmed up. So what we have here is the PROM ID, basically the software that the car has right now. Speed, knock retard if it has to retard the ignition timing. Throttle position, oxygen, engine speed, ALDL count, idle control, EGR duty cycle, load variable, block learn, airflow, coolant temperature, spark based, catalytic temperature, loop status, fuel mixture, AC clutch status, and transmission gear select, followed by the list of trouble codes, which in this case is none. And that's all there is to it. Don't forget to subscribe for more, mash that like button, and comment below. Until next time, this is Uncle D from GBC Productions signing off.